Turning to the war in Ukraine now, officials in the country's government predict that Russia could launch a major new offensive as soon as next week. That follows months of fighting in eastern Ukraine involving a Russian paramilitary group known as Wagner. Our Debora Patta spoke with two of Wagner's members who say they only went to Ukraine to avoid a prison sentence.
For months, Bakhmut has been one of the most dangerous front lines of this war. At the vanguard, the Kremlin-backed paramilitary Wagner group, bolstered by recruits from Russian penal colonies. We met two of these guns for hire, seized in the east, now held by Ukrainian military intelligence. Sergei says he was almost halfway into a 19-year sentence for murder when Wagner boss Yevgeny Prigozhin made his prison pitch last year.
I needed to leave the prison one way or another. 10 years is a long time.
So he made a deal with the devil, frontline fighting in exchange for freedom and cash. He was told he'd be fighting foreigners there.
American mercenaries, Polish mercenaries, French. We were told they were Nazis.
Vlad said he'd already served 2 of his 3 years for assault, but the promise of early release, a white record, and a salary of $3,500 proved too tempting. After just 2 weeks of training, he says he was sent against Ukrainian tanks with nothing more than a machine gun.
Our brothers were getting killed in huge numbers. There were mountains of bodies.
Prigozhin was recently filmed surveying some of those bodies piled high in a makeshift morgue near the front lines. The fighters' final destination, a special Wagner cemetery in Russia filled with freshly dug graves. And if his new recruits refuse to fight,
you're just killed. That's it. If you don't agree with an order, you're simply killed.
And did you see this happen?
Yes. One of the fighters was too scared to fight. They made him dig his own grave and shot him.
He claims he saw 3 comrades executed with a bullet to the head, but says he had no part in it.
There are specially trained people to do that, a security group that can do anything to you.
Both men now believe they were conned into going to the front line.
Everything we were told was utter lies. It was not Ukrainians who wanted to kill us. We came to Ukraine to kill them.
They insist they didn't commit any war crimes, and both say if they could turn back time, they'd choose the brutality of a Russian prison cell over the carnage of a Ukrainian battlefield.
Eye-opening reporting from Debora Patta in Ukraine.